My first Comic Con is coming up in 2 weeks. That sucker's coming up quick. So we gotta get some stuff for my booth made. We're gonna do some sketch cards today. These were requested characters on my social medias. It'll just be something cheap to sell at my booth. So let's do it. So as you can see here, I started off with a requested spawn. Got to mess around with my manga G nib. I've messed with it a little bit before with my deleter nib holder, but this was my first time using this Tachikawa. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but nib holder, this purple one, I freaking love it. It's quote limited edition. Purple's one of my favorite colors, so I had to pick it up from Jet Pins. I just ordered my first order from Jet Pins, and oh my gosh, they have so much good stuff on there. It's definitely gonna be a website that I order from in the future again. So shout out to Jet Pins. It's pretty cool at the end of this. Once you use a nib, you can see like the scratch marks that it makes, which is really cool. It has like an actual texture. I took a picture of it. I might put it up like of this card at an angle, and it looks really cool. Yeah, my first art booth is gonna be in 2 weeks, November 1st, downtown Tulsa, Oklahoma. I went to another event that the same people hold earlier this year, and I met a bunch of the artists, got sketch cards from some of them, just kind of picked their brain on what I should be working on, etc. And they highly encouraged me to get my own booth. So here we are, months and months later. I'm almost at my first art booth, so I know it's not going to turn out great, but you know what? It's going to be an experience. It's going to be fun. You know, it's actually kind of good that my first booth is going to be kind of bad, but either way, it's going to be a lot of fun meeting people and hopefully selling art. Later on in the video, I'll show my first print that I ever got made. I just got it made at Walgreens, you know, cheap $5 print, but I got it in a couple other sizes as well. The one I show is the 8x10 matte finish. But like I was saying, my booth, I kept like trying to plan it out to have a banner and a print wall behind me and all these kind of unnecessary things for a beginner artist to have, because I'm just so far from where I want to be as an artist. But I've only been doing it for almost a year now, and so I feel like I've made a decent amount of progress in that year. But it was just so unrealistic for me to think, oh, I need a print wall and all that, because it's like the Miles one that I show you guys in just a minute is probably the best I've done, I would say. I haven't done a lot of long finished work, and that one I've spent the most time on. I spent, I think, around 8 hours on it, which to me, you know, I'm used to just doing sketches, so that was a long time to me. There's definitely some things I would change about it now. I accidentally screwed up the file on Procreate, so now I can't even change it. So it's probably best because, like, just leave it be and make some new prints, make some new print worthy work, you know, rather than continuously rendering the same piece over and over until it's quote perfect, because I feel like I'll never think it's perfect. I think it's important to let yourself have some breathing room as a learning artist rather than looking at finished work from your favorite artists and comparing your work to theirs because they've been doing it so much longer. So much longer. Some of them are like double or triple my age, so it's like, why would I try to compare my work, to their tables that have 15 prints on it. But right here, I used the gray Copic marker to set in the gray tones, and then I forgot to record the red marker portion until I'd already laid down the lighter tone. This is my first print I've ever made of my art, so I'm pretty excited. It turned out pretty good. It's my Miles Morales that I did in Procreate, and hopefully I can stay locked in and do some more print-worthy work that's even better than this. So there was my Miles Morales print. Like I said, I have it in a 8x10 matte, which is what you saw, and then I have I think it's a 5x7, and I have it in matte and glossy. So we'll see if I sell some prints. If not, then it's all good. It'll be fun. Hope to meet some cool people and sell some sketch cards. Network, network in the sense of like, people joining in on the journey on the art accounts like you're watching right now, and on TikTok and Instagram I post consistent, like these sketch cards I'm doing here. I've already done a short form version of them on my social medias, so if you want to see that kind of stuff early and just want to follow me, then you should follow my Instagram and my TikTok, Trashy Trav. This one actually wasn't requested. I'm probably going to be giving this one to the owner of the comic shop that I go to on Sundays and get my new comic book day, which he is a huge Ghost Rider fan. And I'm actually wearing my Sparky's shirt right now, so shout out Sparky's comic. So if he wants this Ghost Rider, I'm probably going to give it to him. Because he's like I said, he's a huge fan. And I showed the skull there. I actually wasn't even using that as a reference until I'd already started the skull, and then I realized something seemed a bit off. So I went and grabbed my reference of the skull and kind of fixed it, but honestly I wasn't trying to go for full-on realism. I had a Ghost Rider reference pulled up. I just changed it a little bit. Yeah, these sketch cards aren't meant to be anything crazy detailed. That's why you see me kind of just rushing through and inking it somewhat quickly. I wouldn't say I'm rushing through it though. Like, I'm not deliberately not caring or whatever, but I'm just not trying to stress too much on crazy details since they are just sketch cards. If somebody wanted a more finished piece, then I would spend much more time. These are just meant to get done quickly so I can have some stuff to sell. There is an artist that I met at the last convention, the one that they invited me at, and he has a bunch of sketch cards. I mean, he has like 40 or 50 of them in an album. So it's like, dang, I gotta get some stuff to sell, and that's why I'm not, spending too much time on one. That way I can have a variety of characters to choose from, and people can have some original art from me for pretty cheap. So I will also be doing commissions of sketch cards there, which I'm probably the most nervous for. because I don't know, I'm pretty critical of myself. And so when somebody requests a certain character, I know that character means a lot to them, more than likely, if they're going out of the way. And I want to do a good job, you know? But now we are coloring this Ghost Rider, and this could be just me being critical of myself, but I feel like I jacked up the coloring pretty bad in a couple of areas. But I was experimenting with these sketch cards. I've messed with watercolor, I've messed with colored pencil, I've messed with markers. One of them, actually a couple of them, I used all three. And so it's like, of course I'm gonna mess up. It's just giving me some leeway to kind of experiment with colors and learn blending and different things. As you can see, I'm kind of messing around with the reference that I had. I was trying to figure out how they did the colors, you know. The reference I was using, I think, was a digital, so it's like I'm just eyeing it, you know, and just trying to match it with what I have. And I also don't have, you know, all the colors I need. Overall, I don't think it looks that bad, and I had a good time doing it. I hope that whoever buys these likes it, and obviously they're gonna like it, otherwise they wouldn't buy it. But you know what I mean. Hopefully, if I give this one to Donald, he will like it. And shout out Donald and Pete at Sparky's. Hopefully he'll like it. If not, you know what, I'll take it as constructive criticism of, yeah, this was not that great, you didn't capture the character in a great way, and not, you know, take it personal or whatever. But I think he'll like it either way. It's a free sketch card, so I had a fun time blending this background, like trying to keep the backgrounds to a minimum. These sketch cards will literally end up being like 2-hour sketch cards a piece, and I don't need to be spending that much time on a little card when I could be spending that time doing 2 or 3 of them, or a more finished piece, you know, on Bristol board or comic cover or something. I think the part I messed up the most on was I went way too yellow on the face, and then this dark purple. I saw the shadow was like a bluish purple, and I just couldn't get it right. I went back over it a couple times off video, and I think I made it look a little bit better, but here's all the sketch cards I've done so far. I've done 6 of them. So far, I think the Daredevil and Invincible one is my favorite, but that might just be me being biased since I love those characters. And I might have put more effort into them without even trying. So hopefully you enjoyed the process. Let me know what you think. Let me know what characters you would like to see as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary over the sketch cards. This was the most requested. It was tied with 5 books that I recommend. So hopefully soon I'll be putting out another video on 5 books I recommend. Also stay tuned for my actual convention in 2 weeks, because it's going to be a little small convention in Tulsa, and I'm going to try to document as much of it as I can. My booth's going to be kind of small, like I've talked about, but it's okay. We got to start somewhere. I'd rather start, you know, kind of basic, so that I can always just go up from here. And same goes with my art and my prints and everything. So, but yeah, thank you for watching. If you want to check out more of my content, I have a tool video that I posted recently and some tips on art that I put out as well. Those are doing pretty good, so thank you for the support. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. It helps me out a lot. trying to get to 500 subscribers because I'm going to do a giveaway at 500. So, well, I hope you had a great day or great night. Keep going, keep at it. You are a great person, and don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. So stay locked in, and I will catch you in the next one.